guys, welcome back to another video from Hoops Empire. In today's video, we're going to be discussing and going over my Summer League overreactions so far through the first 1 to 2 games. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 1K, and if you enjoy the video, make sure to turn on that notification bell and like the video. So let's get into my first overreaction, which is the title of the video, Jalen Green. So, Jalen Green was the second pick in this past NBA draft. He was drafted by the Houston Rockets, and many thought Evan Mobley's ceiling alone was a reason to take him over Green. However, so far, Jalen Green looks insanely talented. In his first Summer League game, he posted 23 points and 5 rebounds on 9 of 18 from the field and 4 from 9 from deep. We all knew Jalen Green was an absurdly talented scorer, but if he can keep up any of this sort of production, he can truly become one of the best scorers we have seen in a while. He is the definition of a 3-level scorer, and that should pan out very well in the NBA with his 6'6" frame with a near 7-foot wingspan. He is not much of a playmaker, but his backcourt buddy, Kevin Porter Jr., is an exceptional playmaker. Green should be able to thrive off-ball extremely well next to Porter Jr., and they can very quickly become a top backcourt in the NBA. Green led the G League Ignite in scoring last year at 18 points per game, at 46% from the field and 37% from deep. He has all the moves any high-volume shot creator has. The ever-popular sidestep, step back, fadeaway, and he's an excellent ball handler. Few can create their own shot like Green, and this will not change. Green is probably the best scoring prospect of the entire decade, even as short as it is. And even if he doesn't completely pan out to be what he can be, it'll still be an amazing player. And what I think he can be is a near MVP level player. I have long said he's MVP caliber if used correctly. And if he gets to carry an offensive load in Houston, I have said that he's well in the mix for Rookie of the Year. So, whatever does end up happening with Green's career, it is no shock that he has been off to one of the best starts in the Summer League to this point. Moving on to my second overreaction, and this is about some of the Boston Celtics players, but mainly headlined by a guy I put out a video about, Yam Madar. I have been on the Madar hype train for a very long time now. Since the end of last year at the Israeli Super League, he has been at the top of my radar. He is truly a talent, and isn't one of those prospects that is only good because of size or a one-trick wonder. He's a legit all-around player. I can't say too many people believed me when I said this, because in reality, he was a late second-round draft pick, and those don't tend to pan out very well. Nothing to necessarily drool over in terms of draft projections. However, what I like to tell people is that he was drafted when he was a lesser player. When he was drafted, he was playing just 20 minutes per game on one of the worst teams in the ISL, averaging just 9 points and 3 assists on well below average shooting splits. But now, in this past season, he has exploded onto the scene and became one of the best players in the Israeli Super League. He averaged 17 points and 5 assists on 41% from deep, being top 4 in both points and assists. He is also an excellent defender, as we all saw in his first Summer League game. In his debut performance, he scored the Celtics' first points of the game, off the bench. He was an immediate spark plug, and it felt like not a single ball got past the perimeter when he was guarding it. He finished with 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists on 4 of 6 from the field with excellent defense in just over 15 minutes of action. He is high energy and high skill, but this was to be expected, as he is and was a professional player. So Summer League shouldn't be too much of a challenge. It's a real NBA game that we would all love to see him in. Peyton Pritchard was also a very nice surprise. Last season, he just missed out on an all-rookie team, but he very well could have made one. He was easily one of the best rookie shooters, and showed consistent poise on the court, as was expected from a 4-year college guy. Fun fact, he's actually older than Jason Tatum, who has 3 more years of league experience. But regardless, it was nice to see that Pritchard looked like an NBA player compared to many who didn't. There's always the notion that if your young guys who played well in year 1 aren't showing out in the Summer League, something is wrong. So it was great to see Pritchard appear on another tier, separate from the rest, when he scored 23 points on a staggering 7 of 15 from deep, just absolutely elite shooting. As Chris Mannix alluded to multiple times in the Celtics home broadcast of the game, Celtics fans can have their fun with some of these exciting prospects, but their eyes should really be set on Peyton Pritchard and Aaron Nesmith, the 2 best bench players the Celtics currently have. It is dangerous to expect legit productions from two-year guys, as sophomore slumps are a very, very real thing. However, we will have to see who can produce and when. But on to the next overreaction. Maybe Scottie Barnes was the right pick for the Toronto Raptors. On draft night, most expected to hear the Toronto Raptors select Jalen Suggs. But when the name Scottie Barnes was announced, there were audible gasps, followed by mixed reactions. That top four of Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Suggs had seemed fairly locked in before the draft. There were rumblings that some teams preferred the upside of Barnes to Suggs, but not many would have predicted the pick. Barnes is an exceptional player. However, Raps fans, for the most part, were not thrilled. With the departure of Kyle Lowry, it made all too much sense to choose Suggs, a legit two-way playmaking point guard with a shot. In my winners and losers of the draft video, I had the Raptors as losers because the Barnes pick meant two things in my eyes. One is the departure of Pascal Siakam, and two, they are getting a less immediately impactful rookie as a team looking to make the playoffs. However, as the title of this video says, I am going to drastically overreact and say that the Raptors made the right choice. In his Summer League debut, Scottie Barnes posted an 18-point, 10-rebound, and 5-assist stat line with just one turnover, even including flashes of off-the-dribble shooting, with one of his first baskets being a pull-up transition 3. If he can become any sort of a shooter and perimeter shot creator, he has the potential to truly be a top player in this class faster than any of us thought. He already has great slashing, rebounding, and playmaking ability, and if he rounds out his scoring game, he will be a threat and very soon. And my final overreaction, which was actually a projection of mine in my draft winners and losers video, is that the Charlotte Hornets had the best draft class of any team. Getting James Bouknight and Kai Jones at their respective picks were easily both steals. And while rookies don't always pan out, Bouknight and Jones showed out in their first games. Starting with Bouknight, he was touted as one of the best ball handlers in the 2021 draft class, and so far, that only seems to be very true. In his debut, he posted 19 points on 7 of 14 from the field, including an insane step-back jumper preceded by an excellent showing of ball handling ability. In today's NBA, being an elite ball handler alone can get you very far. And while Bouknight is not the best passer or playmaker, it's not necessarily a weakness either. However, playing next to or behind LaMelo Ball, he shouldn't have to worry all too much about playmaking for others. On the Kai Jones front, I was extremely high on him pre-draft. With him being a 6'11" player with an over 7-foot wingspan, a defensive ceiling to possibly anchor a defense while being a solid shooter and finisher. Jones averaged just 9 points and 5 rebounds this past season at Texas in 22 minutes per contest, but in his Summer League debut, he put up 10 points and 10 rebounds, including one of the most insane posters I've ever seen. He was as expected, if not better. And while he did struggle to shoot, going 0 for 3 from deep, he showed the confidence to shoot that many as a big man, which is very valuable in the NBA. I truly believe the Hornets had the best draft so far. They took a lot of boom or bust picks, which is risky, but obviously the payoff could be massive. And as of right now, through 1 to 2 games, it looks pretty legit. So that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what some of your favorite Summer League overreactions are so far. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We went from 800 to nearly 950 subs in just 1 week. So I have faith in you guys that we hit 1K very soon. Make sure to turn on that notification bell and like the video if you enjoyed. But most importantly, have a good one.